Hey everybody, it's me. Just wanted to give you an update. I'm just finished my third week of working at Boots, and I have to say I am absolutely exhausted every day. Um, Retail, not really for me. I can't seem to find something good enough to put in my shoes to keep me from being absolutely in agony by the time I get home from being on my feet for 10 hours. So that kind of puts a damper on the working environment. Other than that, it's fine. I get about 8 to 10 comments a day on my accent, and people wondering where I'm from and how I got here, and wanting to know what I'm doing in the UK. So I tell them, whatever. And they always say, "Oh, I love your accent, I love your accent, I love your accent." And so everybody at home is going to be going, "What accent?" But over here, I sound funny. I'm the weird duck over here. So it's just something I'm getting used to. I'm not used to being told that I have an accent. It's a new thing. Um, Other news, we think that Jeanette, my sister-in-law, is going to be having her baby soon, so we will have a new addition to the family, little Georgie, here in a few weeks, and we'll be happy to have him. And maybe if Nat will let me, I will get him on camera and show everybody the little cute babiness. I'm excited. I know she's excited. And it's not even my baby, and I'm super excited because I love babies. They're so cute and tiny and squishy. Squishy. In the meantime, I am looking for another job. I'm still looking for stuff in my field, social work, case management, charity work, things like that. So far, no dice, but I am still looking. There is a women's shelter in the city that I applied to that lost their funding for the position that I applied for. But they're hoping to get their funding back within the next month or so. And once they do that, they'll start doing interviews for the position again. So it's all just dependent on whether or not they can get the funding back for the job. So I'm hoping they get the funding back, and then I'm hoping they call me for an interview, and then I'm hoping they like me enough to offer me the job, because that would be fantastic. It's a lot of hoping. So cross your fingers for me, knock on wood, do whatever you want to do, and hope that we can get through it. Will and I are coming up on our 1-year wedding anniversary, which is exciting and fun, and something that is beyond my comprehension, that we've been married for a year. I remember my wedding like it was, 2 weeks ago. So it is a big thing that our anniversary is coming up. And in January, on New Year's Eve, we'll have been together for 5 years, which is, again, something absolutely beyond my comprehension, because it doesn't seem like it's been 5 years, but it has. So that's a lot of fun. Things here are getting cooler. The sky's turning the really bright blue color that it does in Indiana around October. It's not humid. It's windy. It's really, really windy. All the hurricane winds from the East Coast have followed the Atlantic current and are now pelting us over here. It's fall. It's lovely. Fall's my favorite time of the year, so I'm happy as a clam with the weather. I can't complain. Um, Interesting tidbit for everyone at home. This place is overrun with foxes. I know we don't really see a lot of foxes in Indiana. The roadkill, you usually see are raccoons and possums and squirrels and the neighbor's cat. But here, it's foxes. And you don't see them as roadkill, you just see them running around. Just whatever they want to do. I was at the train station the other night after I got home from work, and I was making my way down the train platform to get to the exit, and I look over on the other side where the trains going in the other directions were, and there was a fox just hanging out on the train platform, waiting for the next train to go into London, waiting to go into the city. He saw me and kind of freaked out a little bit and scurried off into the bush, but it was just funny because it was like he was waiting for a train. And I was like, yeah, man, I know you. I do that every day. It's okay. And I see them out on the street too, just when I come home, because we do have quite a bit of vegetation around where we live. There's a lot of trees and bushes and like apple trees and berry bushes and just overgrowth, stuff like that. And I do see them. So that's a new thing for me. I'm not used to seeing foxes around, but they are everywhere. One night they woke me up. We have a little patch of, I guess you could say, kind of a yard right out in front of our apartment building. And I heard them, they were either fighting or mating. I think they were fighting, but they were making a whole lot of noise, and they woke me up, and I thought someone was being murdered in front of our house because they scream like humans. Literally. Look it up on YouTube. It's terrifying. Let's see, now I'm just rambling. Work is okay. The coworkers are friendly. There is one manager that seems to constantly have a burr in her bonnet, but I guess that's just her personality. I'm trying not to take it personally when she yells at me. What can you do? Everyone's really nice. They all want to know about Indiana and the things that we do, and what's the weather like, and what's the land like, and what are the people like. And I introduced a couple of people to the concept of the Amish the other day, which is something they'd never heard of. And so I told them about the Amish. I had actually been on a tangent about quilting, talking about Aunt Pearl's quilts, and then I got onto apple butter and how the best apple butter that I found to compare to my great-great-aunt's apple butter was made by the Amish. So got a little lesson in American sect culture there for them. So that was fun. I like to tell them about things that they might not know about, you know, and try and break the Hollywood stereotypes of what America is like. You know, we aren't all driving fast cars, wearing mini skirts and having plastic surgery and, you know, whatever else. So I feel responsible to let people know that things are okay. Last week I had my first experience with the hospital system here in the UK, and yes, I'm okay, no worries. I pulled my tendon in my left leg, being on my feet for my first week of work, and I couldn't walk, and so I called the there's a helpline for the National Health Service. So I called the helpline and I told them what was going on, and they said, well, you should probably, you know, stop into an emergency room, have somebody look at it. So I did. I took a bus, took an hour to get there, and it was really quick, and the doctor was really nice, and she looked at my tendon and she felt my ankle and made sure it wasn't broken or anything, and just turns out it was a strain. No big deal. She gave me some painkillers, and it's much better now. But I am still in constant pain on my feet, so I gotta figure something else out with that because it's driving me crazy. It's actually been keeping me up at night this week for some reason. The pain's been so bad I haven't been sleeping very well. I find myself still awake at 3:30 a.m. going, you know, and it's not nice. So I'm either going to have to find some different insoles, or I have them doubled up right now, and that's helped. But since I just stand behind the cash register for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours at a time, there's no moving, there's no relief from just constant downward pressure on my feet. So I don't know, I'm going to have to figure something out. I have no idea. So right now I am working full-time hours with Boots, which over here is 37.5 hours. It's not 40. And I will be working those same hours next week, but then after next week, they will be taking me on, instead of a temporary worker, they will be taking me on as a permanent worker, and they will be cutting my hours in half. So instead of getting full-time, I'll only be getting part-time hours. I'll only be in from 4 to 8 on weekdays. I guess there are chances for overtime, and they call it extra duties if you want to come in. You just have to make sure you get on the rotating shift list, I guess. So it's kind of a bummer that if I'm going to be working full-time for a month, and then after that I'm going to be knocked down to part-time. But I guess the silver lining with that is if I'm only working part-time, my feet won't hurt so bad. So, yeah. Oh, I just thought of something that I wanted to tell everybody. British people have zero problem saying my name. Take note, America. I have not been called Tidra once since I got here. No problems. Not even at the hospital where they don't know me from Adam or whoever, and they just looked at it. Not one single Tidra. So listen up, America. Learn to read. Tedra. That's me, not Tedra. So I guess that's my rant over for right now. I'm going to shut up. I really just rambling on about nothing. So if you want to send me a video back or send me an email or something, I'd be happy to get it. I want to hear how everybody's doing. And yeah, I miss you guys. I hope you're well. And I hope things are doing okay. I mean, even if they weren't, I couldn't help, but I could at least try. I could send you an email. I'm good at that. Sometimes I'm not. Anyways, so that's my rant over, and I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.